Everybody's using the law of attraction and manifestation techniques all wrong. But in this video, I'm going to show you how I used it to build my dream house off-grid in a jungle in Thailand, completely free. All from a sketch on a piece of paper. More importantly, I'm going to show you the one manifestation secret that nobody teaches so that you can literally transform your life in 2026, attract more health, wealth, love, and joy and freedom so that you can live your best life. And before we begin, I'm going to give you a quick guided tour around the house. But listen, I didn't have the money. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just literally had an idea in my head and I followed these exact steps I'm going to teach you. I'm going to share with you 4 steps in this video and make sure you stick around to the end because step number 4 is something that most people struggle with, but it's the one that turns your vision into a reality. So let me give you a quick guided tour around the house so you can see that this is the real deal. These are the steps that we walk up. And this is the view from the balcony. And we walk straight into, this is my office space. So all I wanted was a place where I could do my work. I'm literally editing a video right now for the new Bodhi community. So make sure you click the link in the bio wherever it is. So this is my office space. It's not huge, it's not massive, but you know, I don't sit at home and watch TV. I just love looking at the jungle. This is literally my TV. Got a small little kitchenette space. Again, I wouldn't say I'm the Jamie Oliver or Gordon Ramsay, but I cook a little bit. Got a nice kitchen, nice bathroom. This is the bathroom space. Nice and cozy. And this is what I wanted, more of a bigger space in the bedroom. For me, it's just all about having the open space. I'm going to show you what's outside on that balcony in a minute. You probably just saw it, but look, just waking up. It literally sounds like a meditation app when I wake up in the morning. I just hear jungle, walk-in wardrobe. And guys, look, listen, there's a cat there, look. Meow, meow. Hello, Bubby. And look, I'm not showing you around this house to show off or to brag. Like, I've been using the law of attraction and manifestation techniques for over 20 years, and it still blows me away. Like, I'm literally pinching myself because it feels like a dream. It literally is a dream, but it still blows me away how powerful these techniques are and how much it works. So I'm only showing you around this house to truly inspire you to dream bigger. And I'll go through the 4 steps at the end of this video. But if you watch my videos, I just always make videos about what I'm going through. And right now, I'm just going through a lot of sense of gratitude and joy because this house is now complete and I'm living in it and I want to share it with you to inspire you to follow your dreams. So it's not a flex. It's literally an inspirational video, but check out what I've got on the balcony. This is incredible. So you can probably see the bath, which is absolutely insane. Look at that. So now I can literally have a bath on the balcony in the jungle. I had one the other day with a pint of cacao. I just got myself all loved up with cacao. And yeah, I had candles out. It was amazing. So there's one more thing that I want to show you, which I built downstairs for tempeh and tofu. If you've been watching my vlogs at the beginning of this year, you know that I adopted 2 little puppies. So me and my mate Dave, we literally built this space for the doggies. So they've got all this space underneath the house. We just put this fence in. Hello, Bobby. This is hello, tempeh. And this one's tofu. Tofu, tempeh. Hello. I think I've got some treats. Going for walkies in a minute. Walkies. Yeah. Hello. What's this? What's this? If I'm honest, manifestation isn't really a secret. It's just all about frequency. You got to get yourself into the right frequency. And frequency simply means the right state of mind, the right state of energy, how you're basically thinking and feeling moment by moment. Let me take you back inside the house and walk you through the 4 proven steps to help you manifest things a lot faster than you could ever possibly imagine, okay? And make sure you stick around to that last step because this is the one that trips most people up. Like I said, manifestation isn't a secret. It's all about frequency. And if you knew how to tap into these frequencies and understand these mindsets and these emotional states, your life would completely transform and change. And that's the only reason why I'm making this video, to inspire you to upgrade your frequency. It's not always about the material stuff that you attract and you create along the way, but it's more about how you feel on the inside, awakening your potential and your power. So that's the reason why I'm making this video, to share with you 4 steps on how you can get into that frequency and that vibration, because it just feels good. And I think more and more people need to feel good and excited and joyful about life, because this is a miracle. You are spinning on a rock in the middle of space in multiple universes. We've got to tap back into that frequency, that feel-good vibration. And I know I sound like a hippie and it sounds a bit woo-woo, but at the end of the day, you only have to look at the news or social media to see how negative it's getting out there. So now, more than ever before, people like you and people like me that are on this journey of awakening, that want to transform, that really want to make a positive difference in the world, or just feel good and happy and wake up with this clear mind and positive energy, we need to be watching videos like this. We need to be around these kind of frequencies to go to the higher level. So in this video, I'm going to share these 4 steps with you, and make sure you really understand the last one, because that is what's going to help you really turn this into a possibility, into a reality, all right? Whatever it is you're dreaming about, health, wealth, love, freedom, travel, it's the last step that's really going to help you raise that frequency so that you connect and align with the universe, high power, God, whatever you believe in. And as always, let me know what you're manifesting or what your goals are. So type in below in the comments box what your big goal is for 2026. And together, let's smash it. Okay, before I share these 4 steps, I want to tell you a story of how I literally manifested this house and how it was built within 4 months. And I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but I've got to give you a bit of a backstory. So at the beginning of the year, I was living in my dream house on the beach in Thailand. It's absolutely beautiful. But the landlady said it's time to move. She wanted to redo the house. And I was like totally fine with it. And I moved into another little house, like a transition house, thinking to myself, what am I going to do? Where am I going to live? Do I want to stay in this area? Do I want to go to another area? To cut a long story short, I went to get my laundry done. So I take my laundry in every week to the laundry lady. And she said to me, oh, bro, I've got some land if you want to build a house in the jungle. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went for a walk, looked at the land where she said she had this house. And like, you can see a little bit of the ocean. It's like right in the jungle. It's off grid. And I was like, this is incredible. And she told me how much it would cost to build the house. And I put the maths together and I thought about it. And I was like, do you know what? This just isn't the right time. It's not an investment or a decision that I want to make right now. So 2 minutes later, she texts me after I text her that. She says to me, no worries, Brett. I'll build the house for you and you can live on the land and you can have a 5-year or 10-year contract or as long as you want. I was like, is this for real? Is this truly for real? So she said, can you do me a favor? Can you draw the house on a piece of paper and show me what you want? No word of a lie. So I went to the coffee shop, grabbed a pen and paper and literally drew a sketch of a house and said, well, something like that would be perfect. And within 4 months, the house was built. And that is how easy it was to manifest this dream home. And here's the thing, I never asked for the bathtub. This is a really important thing that I want to share with you. I never imagined, I haven't had a bath since I used to live in the UK. In Thailand, it's always showers. So I haven't had a bathtub in a house that I've lived in for the last 10 years. And then one day when I'm looking around as they're building a house, I saw a bathtub in a box and I'm like, where are they going to put a bath? And my brain didn't understand. I couldn't compute that it would be on the balcony. And then when the house was finished and I walked up those stairs to see the bathtub on the balcony, I was like, holy shit. The reason why I'm sharing that with you is because sometimes we have these big goals and these dreams and we can't even imagine how incredible it's going to work out. Never in a million years did I think of having a bathtub on the balcony overlooking the ocean and the jungle. It was just like perfect. And it's like the cherry on the cake, you know, the universe gives you a little bit extra if you just stay aligned with these 4 steps that I'm going to share with you in this video. And another thing that I want to share before I go into these 4 steps and keeping it super, super positive, of course, there are moments of like doubt. So for example, when that lady told me to move out of the other house that I was living on, I was like, wow, this was going to be my dream home for the next 10 years. And I could have easily gone into the negativity because you know what the mind's like, the victim, it's not fair. We've all got a little part of it. But I kid you not, I'm saying this to inspire you so that you train your brain to think in this way. As soon as the lady told me that I had to move out of the house, within about 10 seconds, my shoulders dropped. So I was like about to sulk and cry because I was in my dream home. I just smiled and said, no problem. Thank you so much for letting me stay here for the last few years. And then I went home and I remember what Louise Hay taught me about visualization and manifestation. I went home and I swear I sat down and I visualized a family moving into this house with children in the house that I was in. And so the reason why I did that is because Louise Hay said, people are living in their houses and they're frustrated or in a job that they don't want to be in or in a relationship and they're complaining and moaning. And that's why you don't snap out of it or break free from it. Or that's why it creates suffering because you're stuck in it. Soon as you realize that there's got to be some change, maybe you're going to have a breakup, maybe you're going to get kicked out of your house, maybe you're going to lose your job. The first thing we need to do is train our brain is to say thank you, because now something new is coming. If you don't have that frequency, that vibration of gratitude, of love, of joy, or even visualizing better people to be with in the house that you was going to be in, or somebody else to get the job that you had, or even, I know this is a tricky one, when you break up with somebody that you've been in a relationship with, imagine sending them love and hoping that they would get into a beautiful relationship where they felt so much love. And I know this is not the normal way of thinking, but this is why most people are not achieving their incredible goals, and they are suffering and are stuck, because the mind clings to the attachment. So I could have been so attached to the old house, stressed out, frustrated, it's not fair, but I know in my mind, I would have never had a house built for me in 4 months with a bathtub off-grid in Thailand that I didn't even have to pay for. And it's like a relationship that when you break up from someone in a relationship, right? What's the hardest thing when you're breaking up? You're thinking about them, you're checking their Instagram, you're obsessed about them, and it makes it a million times harder. And it's the mind that is addicted or clinging and attached to that person. Same with a job. You know, some people are still complaining about the job that they lost 5 years ago. Shouldn't have laid me off and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, when was that? Oh, 5 years ago. I'm like, get over it. You want to start manifesting and getting into the new frequency, the new vibration. Otherwise, the universe can't give you the gift. Does that make sense? That's why I've got to share that bit with you, because it's so important. As soon as it doesn't work out for you, as soon as you feel like, oh no, that's not fair, as soon as you feel the victim mind starting to come in, you've got to transform that self-talk. Because I hear that from people almost every day. You know, they're not in my community. I'm not coaching them, just general people that I'm in the sauna, people that I meet dancing. I can just tell within the first few minutes of just how their mind is negatively wired and frustrated because things are not working out for them. And then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, well, it doesn't work out for you because you're still attached or clinging to something in the past, or you're thinking it's not going to work out for you. You have to have this level of attitude, of gratitude, a mindset of energy, of love, so that the universe can give you more of this higher vibration and frequency. Which leads me on to these 4 steps that I want to share with you right now. So the first step, obviously, is you've got to have a vision. Like, you've got to have a vision. Now, even though I didn't have a vision of this house on this hill, looking at this view in Thailand, I've always had a vision of living in Thailand, in the jungle, off-grid, just because it's just always been my dream. And so not only is this house one of my dreams, the house that I was in before, and the house that I was in before, and the house that I was in before, one of them was a beach hut on the beach, literally, like, I think I paid £100 a month. The other one was a 3-bed villa with my own swimming pool, which was like incredible. The last one was my dream home, which she kicked me out of. Let it go, Brett, so I can manifest more. That was incredible. And now it gets even better. And so the point is, if you don't have a vision, then you don't know where you're going to go, or the universe can't give you what you want. And sometimes your vision might not work out, but you've got to have a vision. You've got to dream about what it is that you want. And it might not be exactly how you pictured it in your mind. But in my experience, if you have the vision and you head towards it, the universe gives you something better than you could ever imagine. So step number 1 is have a vision and do what Bob Proctor tells us to do. Dream bigger. You know, most people are dreaming just so small, if they're dreaming at all. But Bob Proctor says dream big. And if you can see it in your mind, you can turn it into a reality. So step number 1, which is if you've been doing a law of attraction and manifestation, this is the obvious one. Step number 1, have a vision. Picture the person that you want to be with. Picture the house that you want to live in. Picture the holidays that you want to take. Picture the money in your bank account. Look at yourself in the mirror in the future and see the perfect body that you want to create. So number 1, have a vision. So step number 2 is you've obviously got to take action. So when that lady, the laundry lady, said to me, I've got some land, you can build a house. Obviously, I wasn't putting the bricks down and putting the roof on, but I had to go and draw a picture of the house, or I got to draw a picture of the house, hand it to the lady and say, that's exactly what I want. And then obviously I had to take action and follow through. By doing that is what creates the energy, the frequency in the universe that you're serious. Now, if I said to her, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it, or I didn't draw a picture, or I didn't give it to her and just said no, well, obviously the house wouldn't be built. And I know this is common sense, but the best way I describe it to my clients inside our community and when I'm coaching people is when you think about having a sandwich for your lunch, what happens? Well, first of all, you have an image in your mind, right? Let's just say you're going to have a cheese and tomato sandwich. There's your vision, a cheese and tomato sandwich. Well, what's the next thing to do? Is you go down to the kitchen, you get the bread out, the cheese out, and then you get out the tomatoes and you create the sandwich, a cheese and tomato sandwich. So you've got to take action to build what you want. And I know this sounds really simple, but people forget how easy it is to manifest and create what you want in life. But don't realize that they're doing it every single day in reality, because even like what you're thinking about to have for dinner tonight is a vision in the mind, then you're going to take some action to create it. Does that make sense? But it's easier to have a vision for a cheese sandwich, and it's easier to manifest the day-to-day things that you're doing every single day. It stretches us when we think about building a house in Thailand, when we think about starting an online business, when we think about traveling around the world and quitting our job, because we haven't done it. It's not familiar. So it's obviously easier to think of a sandwich, have a vision, build it, take action, and then turn it into a reality. But that is how everything is happening. If you look at anything in this reality, everything in your house, anything in this reality, was a vision in someone's mind, then someone took action, then it became a reality. And you could even zoom out and say that God had a vision of the world and the universe in his mind, and then it became a reality. And some people believe that. But all I know is I just like a bit of common sense. If I think about something, it becomes a reality, good or bad. If I take action, good or bad, it becomes a reality, and they've all got an outcome, a frequency after. So do the good things as much as you can. But step number 2 is so obvious. You've got to take the action. Now, step number 3 is what I was just mentioning, is the aligned action. This is the moving to like step number 4. These are the steps that I think trip most people up. You've got to make sure you're taking aligned action. What does aligned action mean? Well, aligned action means if I want to get a 6-pack and I want to look my best, then I'm going to probably eat fruit, I'm going to do intermittent fasting, and I'm going to go to the gym 4 times a week. That's aligned action. And then there's going to be a process or a period where I'll start to lose weight, maybe 6 months or a year, and eventually I'll have my 6-pack. Okay? Now, unaligned action is that I've got this dream, I want to get a 6-pack, but every single night I go to the 7-Eleven, get some chocolate, get some crisps, sit at home, watch a movie, and go to bed late. I wake up the next day, I go to the cafe, and I get a big breakfast, and then I might skip the gym 2 times a week and just go once or twice. Does that make sense? So again, obvious, but there's aligned action and unaligned action. Now, this is so important because as we move into step number 4, surrender, which is where most people struggle because we're so attached to what we want, or we're so clinging to what was. When we move on to step 4 with aligned energy, aligned action, the right frequency, the universe can provide what we want quicker and faster. So step number 3 is you've got to think about what you want, then you've got to think about the person in the future or the person that's already succeeded. Like, how do they think and feel? How do they act and behave? Like, what are they doing moment by moment to live that reality? Because here's my crazy out there theory that your future self already exists. You can take a quantum leap and that person is already there with the money, with the freedom, with the love, with the joy, with the happiness, whatever it is that you want, it already exists in the universe. And here's the thing, it wants you. It wants you to align. So you've got to think about who that person is or who you are in the future, how they think, how they feel, how they act, how they behave, come back and get really real with yourself and say, am I aligned with that person? Are my behaviors and my actions, even my self-talk, my thinking, is that how my future self would? Because this is what I've discovered. Most people are not creating that future self or creating those goals and those realities that they want because they're still stuck in this reality. And so everything that they see, the money in the bank account, the way that they talk to themselves, the way they move, their habits, their actions and behaviors is just creating more of this reality. If you truly want to transform your life, manifest absolute miracles, you've got to see a new possibility and quantum leap into a future reality and then get into the vibration and the frequency of that person and how they think and they feel and they act and behave. Bring that all back to this person now in this reality and become it. Because remember, manifesting and turning the law of attraction onto steroids so it happens a lot quicker and faster is when you become it. Everything you've got in your reality right now is just a reflection of what you're thinking and feeling and your vibration, your frequency now. So you've got to become a new vibration and a new frequency to attract and manifest the things that you want in the future. Now that leads me on to step number 4, the final step, and I'll let you go and have some fun for the rest of your day. Step number 4 is all about complete surrender. When you get into that vibration and you feel that frequency, it doesn't even matter if you achieve your goals on the material world in this 3D reality. It doesn't. Like, you can get into a level of love where you connect to your soul and you see your true self and feel such a deep, profound sense of love. It's bliss. And it doesn't matter whether there's another person outside. And this is the mistake that so many people make. They're looking for love outside themselves. They're looking for wealth outside themselves. They're looking for health outside of themselves. But really everything that you want is inside yourself. I know I sound like a hippie or it's a bit woo-woo, but it's the truth. The truth is what sets you truly free, that you've got to realize that everything that you already want is inside. And so when you do those first 3 steps, have a vision, take action and align, then you just let go, which is step number 4. And it's so hard for people to let go because we're clinging. We got to have this. I want that. If it's not here now, I'm not happy. But that is so wrong, because even if you achieved what you wanted, you still wouldn't be happy, because wherever you go, you're taking yourself with you. So what you've got to do on step number 4 is that when you're in the aligned vibration and you feel the frequency, you let go of the dream. And this is a hard one. This is the one that trips me up most of the time. It's like letting go of it. And I just trust the universe it's going to happen. But I promise you, every time I've let go, like for example, this house, I was so blasé with it. I just didn't care. I was like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. But it happened faster. Now, if I was attached to it, how long are these builders going to be? This is taking too long. Oh my God, I hope it happens faster and faster and faster. I'm clinging. Or if I was still attached to the old house that they asked me to move out of, and I'm frustrated because I had to move out of my dream house, it's not fair, blah, 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 blah. Get me a violin out, right? Then I wouldn't have manifested this faster. Basically, I let go of both of them. The old house, the new house, and I just got into a state and a vibration which just felt so good. It just felt incredible. And the reason why I got so much into that state is, if you watch my other video, it's because at the beginning of the year, I went into a dip of depression and I was like, wow, what's going on? And I was clinging to the external reality. I was trying to find things to make me happy, or I was engaging and indulging in things that I didn't want to be doing because I thought external validation or external realities would bring me the happiness that I truly wanted. But it was bullshit. It was always inside me. And so I'm sharing that with you just so, like, think about what you want. Take action on what you want, align with those actions to become that future self, and then let it go. And remember that the true joy, the true happiness, the bliss, the love, the wealth, like, you can feel richer than a billionaire in Dubai when you get into the vibration of abundance. Actually, we probably know rich people that are not happy. We know people that are in relationships that are not in love. We know people that look healthy on the outside, but they've got such low self-esteem and they're insecure. So the truth is, it's always an inside job. Follow these 4 steps and I guarantee that you will manifest faster. You will enjoy the journey a lot more. And you wake up just feeling a buzz for life. Remember, the 4 steps are basically have a vision. You already know that. Take action. That's obvious. Align with it. That's the one that people struggle with. That's why we keep oscillating from our negative and positive behaviors. But finally, number 4, when you get into that state and that vibration, that frequency, then you let go of your vision and you trust the universe will provide it and bring it to you. And as always, make sure you like this video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Help me with the algorithm so I can reach more people. And if you want to join my new community, click the link below. You can get a 7-day free trial where you join me every day, where we raise the frequency. We visualize, we meditate. Every week we do workshops. We're getting into a higher state of consciousness so that we can manifest faster, but even just let go of the manifestations and just awaken the joy and the power and the energy and the calm clarity that's already inside us. So click the link below. Have an amazing day. Click the link below and I'll see you soon.